It's Friday. Finna finish the week off strong in the gym. It's one of them days though. Tired. Don't feel like going. But it's the last day. So we're gonna go ahead and get our mind right, man. Finna have to blast some YM music on the way to the gym so I can wake up, get in the mood. Some crash out music, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get my mind right, get me turned up for real. So that's probably what I'm finna listen to on the way to the gym. But yeah, man, it's Friday, like I said. I'm listening to that new Lil Baby album while I'm working out. I was listening to the album last night before I fell asleep. I was watching Casanet react to it on YouTube, but I fell asleep like 4 songs in. I was already tired though, and I had really forgot that the album was dropping until I seen Playboy Max who had reacted to a song or whatever, and then I remembered that he was dropping. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and listen to that while I'm working out. The first few songs I heard was pretty hard. I think a lot of people get caught up into judging his music based off of 2020 and that My Turn album. Like, you gotta understand, like, you know, as a consumer, of course you want, you know, something to be the peak of what the artist dropped. But every time I listen to a Drake album, I understand that I'm not gonna get a Take Care, you know what I'm saying, or Nothing Was the Same. I just understand those things. So it's like, you know, from what I heard so far, the album was pretty solid as far as just what he was saying on the songs. Like, I don't know how people are saying, you know, what they saying. Like, some people, I feel like the reviews are like a mixture of people who are trolling, and then you got the people who like are neutral, like they don't hate or love Lil Baby, and they're being like neutral with a like review on the sense of like they don't want to admit that the album is hard if they actually think it's hard, because they don't want people to be like, you tripping, that's mid. And they really just scared of what other people gonna like think about them listening to it. Or I don't know what it is, bro. I just think it's people that don't really want to admit that it's a good album. Like, people be so quick to call it mid just because it's Lil Baby and he on this little fall off trend or whatever. But they got to give him credit where it's due, man. The first few songs I heard are good songs. And I also feel like too, people will watch like a Casanet stream, for example, and you know, take what he says into account 100%, and what his opinion is becomes their opinion as a consumer and like somebody that's watching. So yeah, man, you gotta listen to it, and it's gonna take more than one listen. Like, a lot of times albums where just because the song don't just dawn on you on first listen don't mean that the song ain't a good song. Like, I realized that a long time ago though. Like, I listened to an album and I only save like 3 or 4 songs, and then I go back and I, you know what I'm saying, I listen to it again, and then I probably add a song or 2 more, and then those songs would be in my rotation on my playlist. So yeah, it just be little stuff like that, man. But I'm finna go ahead and crank up the car, head to the gym. I really hate coming to the gym that I go to too, because it's like I can't never really lift how I want to, because it's like everybody on the machines. And it ain't even because of the new year. Like, it's kind of always been like that at my gym. I get lucky on days I get to lift, but my gym kind of small. But it wasn't as packed as I thought it was gonna be on New Year's. You know how like everybody come to the gym and get a membership and all that. It was really just like kind of the same. It was definitely a few people that had walked in there for the first time and was paying for their membership and stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully I can get a lift in today. I be wanting to lift, but not heavy. Like, I ain't trying to be swole. I just want to be cut up. So, yeah, man, I'm going to tap back in with y'all. All right, y'all, I just left the gym. While I was in there, it was this dude. He was talking to me. He was like, He's talking about the Cowboys because they had on the TV screen whether or not they think Mike McCarthy gonna be the head coach next season. First of all, I was pissed that he tapped on me to talk to me. I had my headphones on, I'm listening to music while I'm working out. So I was pissed at first, but then he was actually making some valid points. So I was messing, you know what I'm saying, with the conversation. But basically he was saying how he think that McCarthy's still gonna be the head coach next season because like he don't see anybody that would come in and make a difference. Bill Belichick went to college. Deion staying long term in Colorado. There's nobody else that's gonna be available to be a coach that can come in and do something. Me personally, the Cowboys being sorry ain't all the way Mike McCarthy's fault, but he is a big part of it. With him calling the plays primarily as the head coach and not letting the OC do what they supposed to do, like the concepts just be bad, and you got teams that come out and realize, all right, like if we can just double team CD or bracket CD, then we're gonna be straight because he can't do nothing if he bracket it, and ain't nobody else gonna get open. So shit, all we gotta do is just bracket CD and we gonna be good the whole game. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. They can't run the ball, so it's like shit, all we gotta do is stop one person for real and we good. And our concepts just be horrible, and in our situational like play calling, like down in distance, like it's like I'm at home calling better plays than they are. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 3rd and fucking 12 or 3rd and 15 and we run all hitches. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be stuff like that, and it just make you think like, you know, this is some of the stuff that we were seeing when Jason Garrett was the head coach. And his little simple ass was sitting over there on the sideline just clapping all the goddamn time, whether something good or bad happened. And we look at Coach Mike McCarthy, and I like the more emotion and attentiveness that he has towards the game as far as like, you know, actually coaching. But I feel like he needs to fix some of his situational play calling. I think that's kind of his main issue. If we had him calling better route concepts or better play calling on certain downs, then it'd be cool. And then too, you got weapons like Rico Dowdle and KaVontae Turpin that we haven't been using as much as we should have all these years. Then we went in and got Deuce Vaughn, and he don't even be suiting out. Like, he don't even be dressing up to play. You know what I'm saying? He be on the sideline like a practice player, and it don't make sense to me. We got Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott. We have all these running backs, and we couldn't find a way to incorporate no 2-back sets, no, you know, sets where running back might go out to receiver and we do like a little screen, or just get creative with the play calling. You got Andy Reid out there in Kansas City giving you the blueprint to what should work. You got all these receivers, and he still found a way to get everybody involved somehow or some way, whether it be 1 or 2 plays of the game. They be pivotal plays where they call something for one of the receivers and they come and make a big play to impact the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't do that. And KaVontae Turpin has always been more than just a return guy. He wasn't even really just, he was a return guy when he was at TCU, but he was explosive on offense too. And we didn't, it's like we drafted, bro, and we didn't look at none of his film from college. Like, that's where I knew KaVontae Turpin from. Like, that little league he was playing in, like, yeah, that was cool, but I've been knew about KT way before he even got to that little league before the Cowboys when they got him. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and I was a big TCU fan. That was my favorite college. So the fact that we haven't been utilizing him the way we should, we just now starting to sprinkle him into the offense, it don't make sense to me. Granted, he is a smaller receiver, you know, playing in the NFL. It's still some type of way that we could have incorporated bro into the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no way that we couldn't have had bro running some little quick screens or something like that. If you look at Tyreek Hill and what he's been doing in the NFL, he ain't the biggest guy either, but he's still dominant. Like, when he on the field, you better account for him. And I feel like if we would have been using KaVontae Turpin on offense a little bit more and had that deep threat, they can't just bracket CD like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Fergie too. Fergie be getting open and he get a lot of yak as a tight end, which you don't really see that much. So even though we might not have the best offensive lineup, we still in the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? And for a year where the 49ers didn't make the playoffs and didn't play good at all, and we only had to worry about the Eagles, for real, Commanders too, but Commanders started to fall off. But the fact that we still, you know what I'm saying, didn't make the playoffs this year, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what we're going to do. And the draft coming up, I think it's time for us to move on from Diggs. We need to go and get another lockdown corner or something. You know what I'm saying? We need to draft defensive pieces. Our offense is always going to be good enough to compete. That's a fact. Like, we don't have to have a stacked offense. I feel like we just need a defense that can go out and get stops and take pressure off of our offense to have to do too much. Because just a couple seasons ago, we was a team that was scoring 40 points a game. We averaged like 30-some points a game, but we was putting up hella points versus everybody we played down there. So, you know, all we need is a defense that can go out and not give up more than maybe 20 points a game, which we was kind of doing that too. We was holding teams to like less than 20 for a strong period of time. And we just ain't bounced back. Yeah, that's just my little 2 cents on that. I feel like, bro, I wouldn't be pissed all the way if he stayed, but I would definitely be a little pissed. But at the same time, like, I feel like if we get a new head coach, they're going to come in and they're not going to really make a difference. We need, if anything, if we get a new coach, we need like a younger coach. Like, we need a coach that's coming like straight from college, that's getting his NFL experience, who's going to bring a lot of college elements to our offense, because you got to make the defense think. It ain't still the 90s where you can just line up, you know, and play physical football, hard, no, whatever the case, whatever you want to call it. Like, it ain't the same game no more. Like, yeah, you can do that to a certain extent, but you got to have a little razzle-dazzle in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to mix it up and bring a different type of element to your offense and be able to be an offense where you have the defense on their heels the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make them think. You got to have a lot of motions. You got to have a lot of misdirections. You got to have a lot of scenarios where you got screens and stuff like that, or, you know what I'm saying, just stuff like that. I watch Kansas City play all the time, and even the Lions starting to get it. Like, they starting to do little trick plays and do little schemes to where it make you think on defense, or you got to communicate a little bit extra before the ball snap. Like, just make the defense think, bro, and you get a lot of big plays like that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, man. If you watched this far, I appreciate you for watching, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. This has been your boy. I'm gone.